Adrian Carton de Wiart is one of history's most extraordinary soldiers, a man whose life reads like the plot of an action-packed novel. Born on May 5, 1880, in Brussels, Belgium, he came from a wealthy aristocratic family. However, Adrian's early years were not entirely idyllic. His mother tragically died when he was just 6 years old, leaving his father, Adrian Carton de Wiart, to raise him. To ensure he received the best education, his father sent him to England, where Adrian attended a series of prestigious boarding schools. Despite being raised in a strict Catholic environment, young Adrian was never one to follow the rules. He was restless, rebellious, and more interested in adventure than academics. Adrian eventually enrolled at Oxford University, where his father hoped he would pursue a respectable career in law. But by this time, Adrian had other plans. Driven by a restless spirit and a desire for action, he dropped out of university and, at the age of 19, created a false British identity so that he could join the Royal Army and went to fight in the Second Boer War in South Africa. His father was furious, but Adrian was already on the battlefield, kickstarting a military career that would span more than 4 decades. During his first enrollment, he was wounded in the stomach and groin. But this was just the beginning. By the time World War I rolled around, he was ready to dive right back into the fray. He served on the Western Front and in the trenches, where he made a name for himself as a fearless leader. During the Battle of the Somme, he was shot in the face, which cost him his left eye, and later had his hand blown off. When doctors refused to amputate his shattered fingers, Carton de Wiart took matters into his own hands, literally, and ripped them off himself. He ended up wearing a black eye patch and a prosthetic hook for the rest of his life, making him look like a cross between a pirate and a war veteran straight out of a gritty novel. Despite his injuries, Carton de Wiart's military career continued to thrive. He was promoted to Brigadier General and sent to fight on various fronts, including in the Middle East and Poland, where he assisted in fighting the Bolsheviks during the Russian Civil War. His tenacity, courage, and almost insane disregard for his own safety earned him the nickname the Unkillable Soldier. By the end of World War I, Carton de Wiart had been wounded an astonishing 8 times, yet he never once considered quitting the battlefield. World War II brought yet another chapter in his incredible life. At the age of 60, when most people would be enjoying retirement, Carton de Wiart was still fighting. He was sent to Norway in 1940 to lead British forces against the Germans. Later, while on a mission in the Mediterranean, his plane was shot down and crashed. He survived it, of course, and was eventually captured by the Italians. Even then, he wasn't ready to give up. He made several escape attempts, including one where he tunneled through a prison wall, but was eventually caught. However, he was released in 1943 to help negotiate an armistice between the Allies and Italy, proving that even as a prisoner, his influence was undeniable. After the war, Carton de Wiart was posted as a diplomat to China, where he witnessed the Chinese Civil War firsthand. Finally, after decades of service, he retired in 1947 and wrote his autobiography, fittingly titled Happy Odyssey. It's a surprisingly upbeat account of a man who was shot, blown up, and even survived a plane crash. He spent his final years in relative peace, passing away in 1963 at the age of 83. For a man who lived a life full of danger, it's almost miraculous that he died of natural causes. Adrian Carton de Wiart was a soldier, an adventurer, and above all, an indomitable spirit who refused to let anything, whether bullets, bombs, or amputations, stop him.